Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Shuffle Podcast, episode 279. I'm Joe.
And I'm Annie.
Annie, how are you doing?
I'm so good. You know what's crazy?
What's crazy?
This is the first time I've seen you since the last time we filmed.
Yes, which is unusual for us.
It
Because you
is.
usually see me at least
at work.
a couple of times a week.
Yeah.
But I died,
He died.
and then
Dad did.
and then my friends have been here, so I've been,
Away.
up
I know
up and at 'em.
because so I hadn't even he left our apartment
And then
Thursday
you didn't hear
night.
from me.
Did not hear from him for like 3 days, and then it was like Sunday or Monday.
You
I
just
texted.
called me.
Did I call
You
you?
called me, yeah.
I called you, and I was like, "Are you okay?"
Yeah.
and
You
were-
called me, and I just answer. I go, "Hey, howdy, hey," and you're like, "Joe,"
I was
and
like,
I'm
"Are
like,
you
"Yeah."
alive?
You're like, "You're alive," and I'm like,
And
"Yeah,"
then you
and
were
I
in
was like, "Oh yeah,
Cosmic-
I was dying."
Yeah,
last
and
time
then you were
saw
in
me.
Cosmic Rays in Magic Kingdom, and I
was
was
at
like,
Cosmic
okay, so
Rays.
you're fine.
Yeah. Yeah. I was just saying this before we started recording. I would say I'm not 100%, but I am feeling way better.
Yeah.
I mean, I quite nearly was on death's doorstep last week.
Oof.
Was struggling to breathe at certain points,
Yeah.
like hacking up a lung.
Yeah.
Just chugging
You have to
NyQuil
leave
and
work.
Dayquil. Left work early, which I never do.
I know.
And then called out the next day.
I know. That's
So
real strange.
yeah, I've been not okay.
But you're okay now.
I'm okay now.
Woohoo.
Don't sound bad
No.
enough to not record, so
Yeah, that's good.
yeah. I have a question for you.
Hit me.
I was watching a YouTube video, and that's where this question came from, so I'm not
Mhm.
taking credit for it. But if you could stop any crime from happening forever, but you had to commit that crime first, what crime
Oh.
would you pick?
My answer was going to be so easy, but then you threw in that last part and it
Yes.
changed it.
Yeah.
Ooh, because I was going to say rape.
Oh.
But then you threw in that last part.
You're like, but I'm not gonna rape
and I
somebody
was
to
like,
do
well,
it.
I got to change my answer
Yeah,
now.
yeah. That's a good answer. But not when
not
you
in this
add in the
context.
second part of the
No. I'm gonna stop this forever, but I have to do it.
But you
first.
have to do it first, yeah. And I
Um,
don't know if you would get caught and serve time,
mm,
but you definitely have to commit the crime.
Okay. Sorry.
Okay.
Well, I was gonna say manslaughter, but that feels wrong.
Yeah. No, my thought was also murder.
Yeah,
straight
murder.
up murder in the first degree. of
Because
the first
here's my
degree.
reasoning. Because
I'd like to murder somebody.
there's many times I
Yeah.
say I could kill somebody right
Yeah,
now, and
100%.
genuinely,
Yeah.
sometimes
Hear me
I
out.
feel I could.
School shootings. You just you do
No.
one more.
Nope.
You
Nope.
do one,
Nope.
and then no more happen. And you just take out a teacher or two.
Nope.
But there would be no more.
No.
There'd be no more. Damn it.
No.
It wasn't a good idea for me either. When I was driving over, I was like, no, I couldn't possibly shoot up a school.
That hear me out was
but
I
think
did
of-
not hear.
Think of no more happening. Just like no more rape. All you have to do is commit the crime. There is no right answer because you have to do the crime.
Insurance fraud. Or embezzlement.
You don't want insurance fraud to happen anymore?
money laundering. Eat the rich. I don't know, something like that. I'll profit off of it, but now businesses can't profit off of it anymore.
Right. Yeah, I guess that's a safe one.
I'll launder money, get rich. But
Yeah.
now all the big corporations that do it can no longer do it.
Mm-hmm.
That's-
Arson.
Arson's fun.
Okay. Right. So then commit it, and then no more happens.
Can I commit it again after that?
No.
It's gone forever.
The crime no longer exists.
Oh.
You can no longer light things on fire. Where does the line of arson start and stop?
What do you mean?
What is considered arson and what is considered not arson?
Lighting something on fire?
Right. Yeah. If I light a
Like a campfire?
campfire on fire, that's not arson. Because obviously it's a campfire.
I
It's
think
designed
if
for
there's
that.
property destruction in it.
Property destruction seems like the obvious answer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's okay.
Right. Yeah.
I'm trying to think of another crime that people commit.
DUIs. I
That's
would
a
drive
good one.
drunk to eliminate the possibility of people driving drunk.
I fear that's a
forever.
good answer. That's a good answer. Good answer. Good answer.
Yeah.
I agree. I think I'm still going to go with money laundering because I benefit. Nobody else does.
Okay.
Yeah.
If you are definitely getting caught and serving time, will you still choose that one?
Ooh.
Although I feel like you don't serve a lot of time for money laundering.
If I'm serving time for it, I would do like
Murder.
no, no. I would do like Grand Theft Auto or something.
Good one too.
Yeah.
But that's another one. Like I feel like getting rid of it is not.
Yes,
Doing anything
but then like
spectacular.
I could do it. Not if I'm getting caught and serving time. I don't want to serve a lot of time, and that one I could get off on parole easy.
I guess.
And
you've eliminated a crime.
And I've eliminated a crime, no matter how.
Does that make you a good person?
I think so.
Like let's look at the murder aspect of it, right? Like if you murder somebody to then ensure that murder never happens again.
Nobody else is murdered ever.
Does that make you a good person?
I think it makes you a martyr.
Doesn't that mean if you die?
Yeah, but it's like,
you just going down for the cause.
Yeah.
Right. It's like sacrifice the
what?
Something for the good of the many. Good of the
Oh
few,
yeah.
What the hell is that saying?
Yeah. That one.
Yeah. Like if I it's like
sometimes the needs of the many outweigh the needs of the few.
You press this button and your family gets $1 million, but somebody somewhere dies.
Yeah.
I'm pressing the button a couple of times.
War crimes.
Because odds are nobody I know is dying in that button press.
War crimes.
You'd commit war crimes?
Have them never committed ever again.
Could you even name a war crime?
No.
Isn't torture a war crime technically?
Probably.
I would torture somebody. That sounds
I know
weird.
something with like medics. You can't like hurt the other team's medic.
Yeah, He hit my medic. That means I got a free shot.
I play Call of Duty.
Yeah.
That's the
Can't
rule.
shoot the medic, and you can't shoot your own guys.
You have friendly fire.
Yeah, no friendly fire. Otherwise, you have to restart.
Yeah.
Because Call of Duty's real.
Yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Okay. So money laundering and what did I say?
Arson?
No, driving.
Oh, DUIs.
Yeah, DUIs.
Yeah.
Good. 1.5 solid answers.
What's the half?
Yours. Mine is a good answer. Yours is dumb.
I don't know about that.
How do you even launder money? You don't even know how.
No.
Exactly. I know how to drive
But
drunk.
if
Get drunk, drive. Done and done.
if I
You're
was
like,
gonna
I don't know.
I
Do I
could
throw it in
figure
the
out.
washer?
I could figure it out.
You'd get caught before you even had the chance to launder.
Probably. Launder. That's
Yeah.
a funny word.
It's a good word. Anyways, what do you got?
Alrighty.
I have another question, but it's not appropriate.
Yeah. Okay.
I might ask it later.
So I've got two. These are kind of extensive, both of my little points that I have.
Okay.
One of them I found out 30 minutes before you got here.
Good thing I didn't show up on time.
Katy Perry went to space. So
that's huge news.
my main source of news is TikTok. Not great, I know.
Right.
But I gave up.
Like you said dick talk for a second. I was like, I'm sorry.
I gave up.
What are you watching?
No. I gave up TikTok for Lent. So most of my source of news
I don't do that.
is not here. Yeah. So I don't know anything that's happening in the world.
Right.
So they told me, our peanut gallery told me 30 minutes ago something about it. And I was like,
Yesterday.
she went to space?
Yeah.
Yeah. And so I looked it all up and I thought that was very interesting. And I also found it interesting that a lot of people are not very happy with her for that.
Because it was Jeff Bezos's spaceship, probably.
Not even that, but they feel so. I did a bunch of research.
A bunch.
I
In
got-
30 minutes?
Yeah, I've got numbers.
Okay.
So
Hit me with it. How much fuel it used?
not even, fuel's a whole other thing that I could probably get into. I didn't look up that though. I looked up costs
Of flying to
yeah.
space, yeah.
So the deposit for I think it was Blue Origin is the company,
It is, yes.
starts at $150,000.
Pocket change for somebody like Katy Perry.
Pocket change, yes. Last year, this was not Katy Perry's price because they did not disclose that one. But last year, a seat on one of these flights went for $28 million.
I would argue that the price has gone down significantly then. Sounds like the economy is doing quite well in the eyes of Blue Origin.
What do you mean?
If a ticket was 28 million and it's now
No,
150,000?
the seat starts at 150,000 and then people bid on it.
Oh,
So
okay.
the price goes up.
Yeah, I mean,
So last year when they bid on it,
It went
the
up to
price got up
28
to $28 million.
okay,
Which is a lot of money.
right.
And people's argument is that why are we sending celebrities into space for $28 million when we could be using that money probably for something of the greater good?
Because one, what is the greater good? Two, it
Housing homeless people, feeding the poor.
yeah, but they've never been doing
Clothing
that
children.
anyways. So like, you think they're gonna start now?
I think that's the argument.
Sure, the argument. I see the argument.
Because space exploration, spending money on space exploration is one thing.
Right.
Learn about space, whatever. This was not space exploration. This was a celebrity
Just
wanted.
going up and coming back down immediately.
Yes, because she was from launch to landing was 11 minutes.
Yes.
So she was in space for
launched,
30 seconds.
They only launched to the quote unquote boundary.
Yeah.
That we as humans have dictated is the
Outer
lower,
limits of our
the outer
atmosphere.
limits of our atmosphere, the lower limits of outer space, what we
Mhm.
consider to be outer space. What they launched to, thus saying Katy Perry and a few other female celebrities went to
Yes.
space. Now they did also make history for all-female crew since
1963.
1963. Yes,
Yes,
when
I
it was
did
just
also look that
one
because
woman.
I was going to bring up that was a good thing.
Yeah, that's really awesome.
Yeah.
It also, on the good side of things, like brings attention to something that they are trying to commercialize, which is space travel, space exploration,
Mm-hmm.
which does raise more money for things like that, which is big because right now, which I don't think a lot of people are talking about, NASA is not really building a lot of their own rockets and sending up their own
Right.
astronauts.
Because it's not profitable anymore for them.
Yeah, exactly. And so what they're doing is they're basically creating contracts for companies that are building their own spacecraft,
Like SpaceX.
and other like Blue Origin and a lot of these other smaller private companies.
Mm-hmm.
They bid on these contracts with NASA, and NASA goes, yeah, okay, here's some money, here's some equipment, and boom, 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 here's your mission. You have to send up this payload to the moon. And their goal is to, of course, be successful. But in order to do that, they have to raise money themselves as a company to be able to build these spacecrafts and test them.
Yeah.
So how do they do that? Well, you have to bring attention to the fact that you're even.
Yeah.
So you have to
Get big celebrities like Katy Perry to do it.
try and get big celebrities like Katy Perry. That's one way of doing it. You could also just be like Elon Musk and have all of the money in the world and just do it.
Right.
Which I would argue Jeff Bezos also has all of the money in the world, so he could probably just do it without needing Katy Perry.
Yes.
But
However,
Katy Perry gets more attention.
this reminds me also of the Ocean Gate. Like, what was that, 2 years ago?
Yeah, the
3
Titan
summers
submersible.
ago? Yeah,
Yeah,
the
yeah,
Titan
yeah.
submersible.
Talked about that on the podcast. Made jokes. My mom wasn't happy.
It was also. Sorry, Mom.
She goes, "That's so distasteful." I'm like, "Yeah, well,
No.
rich people did something stupid and
Rich
they died
people
for
doing
it."
something stupid.
If Katy Perry, I'm gonna be honest,
That's
if
what-
Katy Perry had died, I would 1,000% be making the same jokes I made about the Titans
And
right now.
I fear I probably wouldn't blame you.
Yeah.
Because
Rich people doing stupid shit.
what's the point?
Yeah.
The other crazy part is like she took a picture in space upside down or whatever, her hair flying everywhere with a little daisy in her hand because she has a daughter named Daisy.
Didn't know that. But
Daisy
okay.
Bloom.
Orlando Bloom.
She has a daughter named Daisy. You have like a 5-year-old daughter. Why are you going to space?
You know? Last time they sent up just randos into space, they all died. I don't know if it's the last time. They sent
Okay,
up
I was
randos.
like,
But there was a
what?
time where they I don't remember which mission it was,
wasn't
but
it like Columbia or something?
might have been where they sent up.
Challenger?
There was
One of the C's.
One of the C's.
I was not
But
alive
like
for
there were
this one.
teachers and people on board, and
Yeah.
that was the one that.
Blew up and everybody died.
Yep, could have been that kind of situation. So
Can you
now again, space
imagine
travel
if
has
Katy
gotten.
Perry had died yesterday.
That would have been crazy.
Insane.
Um,
Would have freed up Orlando Bloom though.
Great facts. Like space travel has gotten much. I don't want to say safer, because it probably hasn't. It's arguably more dangerous now that many companies are doing it. But
Yeah.
like they do a lot more rigorous testing now, and they make sure that, especially if people are going to be on board, that the safety has increased greatly.
Okay.
But yeah, so I do see your point. Like, it is a lot of money for something.
Frivolous.
Yeah.
Trivial.
Because commercialized space travel, I think, is still so far in the future that like spending millions and millions and millions of dollars on it now
$28 million.
is dumb. It's something that will never be easily affordable for
No.
the average Joe.
Which some people would shut up. Some people would say that about regular commercial air flight.
Yeah, it's still not really affordable.
Right.
It is absolutely ridiculous how much it costs to just get on an airplane that they've been flying for decades.
Yeah.
But on the other side of that, like the attention that it brings to these companies that are not doing it to, like, yes, they want to commercialize space travel. Like, that's what SpaceX wants to do. That's what Blue Origin wants to do. Blue Origin especially wants to commercialize space travel.
Yes.
But more importantly, getting these contracts through NASA, which then helps NASA do their overall goal, which is get people to the moon, get people to Mars. And like real people, scientists, not fucking
Not
Katy
Katy
Perry.
Perry.
Like, she's not doing anything to benefit anybody in space.
No.
She's barely doing anything to benefit anybody down here.
On Earth.
Yeah, she does American Idol, and she says, "Yep, you can sing. You're going to Hollywood."
You're going to Hollywood.
Yeah. So
The other thing I thought that was funny with that whole situation is the whole Wendy's thing. Have you seen that?
Wendy's.
So Wendy's is one of the companies that has an issue with them doing that because of the whole frivolous thing.
Right.
And they had their little PR intern do a bunch of funny things on Twitter about it. And so when Katy Perry landed, she got out of the plane, aircraft, shuttle,
The lander.
whatever
Yeah.
they were in. She got out of it and immediately went and kissed the ground.
I saw.
And they made a joke on Twitter. They were like, I kissed the ground and I liked it.
Oh my god.
Because, it's her song.
That actually is funny.
Yeah. And then like Kesha got on it and they're all like making fun
in my
of her
opinion,
about it.
the only people that have the right to kiss the ground after going to space are those two astronauts that were trapped on the space station for months.
The ISS?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Those are the only people.
She was gone for 11 minutes.
11 minutes. That's honestly, like, I would have done that because it's less time than most airplanes.
I don't even think she really went to space.
Technically speaking,
She went into the
yes.
stratosphere.
She went to the lower limits of outer space.
You know who else went to the lower limits of outer space? Remember that guy who parachuted?
Right with Red
space?
Bull,
The
yeah.
Red Bull.
He was right there.
Same place.
Yep.
Jumped out of a plane.
Mm-hmm.
Can you
No.
imagine?
He jumped.
Out of a, yes.
Yeah, he was just standing on. It was a weather balloon.
Oh, you're right.
It was like a platform attached to a weather balloon.
Can you imagine?
And he just. It's crazy.
Can you imagine?
No.
Like what?
Like, there's a
I
certain
can't
point.
imagine skydiving.
Like, I'm terrified of heights, right?
Me too.
Yeah. So there's a certain point where heights become not high anymore.
Not
and that's
negligible.
That's when you're in outer space. Because at that point, gravity.
At that point, you're just looking down into the earth.
Yeah, at that point you have gone
You
so
see the
far
globe.
that height doesn't exist anymore. You are simply looking at an object,
Yeah.
which is the Earth.
Yeah.
You're
You're not even really going down. You're just going over there.
Yeah, you're just falling in a circle. And so like the height of it doesn't scare me, but like the height of outer space doesn't scare me, but the height of that boundary scares me because he, while yes was in outer space, he hit that boundary, was standing on a platform knowing that he's going to fall straight down. And
What if he had
potentially
burned
die.
up?
That would be a possibility. That's why he was wearing everything that he was wearing.
Didn't he
but
black out? Wasn't that like a thing?
probably. I mean, you're in free fall for
Ugh.
God only knows how long until you get back down.
Like I can't even fathom skydiving. Like jumping out of a regular plane. I
No.
can't even fathom standing in a weather balloon,
Yeah.
no less.
Yeah.
And looking down, seeing the earth, and just
Red Bull does some crazy things,
gives you wings.
or sponsors some crazy things.
Gives you wings.
It gave that
In
guy
this case,
the ability to jump off of.
It
a
didn't really give him
perfectly
wings. It
good
actually gave
platform.
him the opposite of that because he
Yeah,
fell.
I mean, I guess they gave him a parachute.
Yeah, he fell for a while first.
wild.
He was falling for like 8 minutes.
Yeah, I feel like that point, like, does that feeling of falling?
At what point are you not falling anymore, and at what point are you just like?
Well, you're always falling. I think it's at what point do you not feel the effects of falling anymore? Yeah. Like when you hit terminal velocity, do you no longer feel
negative
that,
9.7 meters per second squared?
Yeah.
At what point are you just
relaxing? Remember that scene from Spy Kids 3D?
Yes, and they're falling into
Not
the
3D,
volcano.
Spy Kids
Yes,
2.
I know what you're talking about. And they're falling into the volcano.
Yeah, but they
feel
weren't ever really falling.
And they just start like doing stuff.
Yeah, they were just floating the whole.
Yes,
Great movies, by the way, Spy Kids.
Oh yeah, the thumbs.
Love the thumbs.
I dream about those thumbs. Not
That's
in that way.
Freaky.
Not
That's
in that way.
weird.
Not in that way.
Let's unpack that, shall we?
No, we shan't.
Yeah.
No, we shan't.
Thumbs. Big thumb girl over here.
Prehensile.
No.
Finger like.
No.
Yes.
No.
There is.
Prehensile is when something that isn't a digit is finger-like.
Yes.
This is a opposable.
This is not a finger.
It's a digit, is why I said digit.
This is not a finger,
we have
so
opposable
therefore
thumbs.
it can be finger-like.
They are opposable.
You're opposable.
Yeah.
Ask your question.
I didn't have one. I was about to ask you what other things do you have?
Okay, let me tell you about our downstairs neighbors.
Okay.
Over there. That way.
Okay.
Bottom floor, all the way over.
Right.
So, day we move in.
This is not. Stupid question. Never mind. Continue.
No, I want to hear what you're
I was going to say there is no relation to the people across the way from you who you said is most likely divorced couple.
Yeah, no.
Okay.
Not them.
Yeah.
Over there.
Yeah.
So day we were moving in.
Mm-hmm.
They have a big moving truck out front too, and it looks like they're also moving stuff in or out or something. I don't really know what they were doing. I'd love to talk to them about it. They've got this moving truck open. They've got like furniture and stuff in there, but a majority of what was in this moving truck are like old mattresses. And when I say old, like the kind of mattresses, yes, like you would see in like a crackhead den or something like that.
You visit a lot of crackhead dens?
Sure.
The fact that you call them crackhead dens makes me think that you know something I don't, because I thought crack house was the word. But evidently they got their own lingo calling it. Yeah, this is welcome to the crackhead den. These are my boys.
Crack house was the word I was looking for.
Yeah.
Anyway, very old mattresses.
Right, yeah.
Like the kind you would expect to see like in a dumpster. Like no human body should be laying on these mattresses. Yeah. And again, I don't really know if they're moving in or out. They're just there and they're like walking back and forth, all kinds of things. Whatever. And we don't think anything of it. There's probably, I don't know, 5 mattresses in there. It's a lot. It's a good bit. And there's a bunch of people around this moving truck.
5 mattresses is a lot for an apartment that only has
access to
2 rooms.
Bedrooms. Yeah. It's an excessive amount of mattresses.
Yeah.
The story doesn't end there.
Maybe they have their own crackhead den down there.
As I'm getting there.
Oh, good.
So the story doesn't end there. So that's move-in day. We've been here for 5 months now, something like that. On more than one occasion, probably 4 or 5 times. More than 4 or 5 times. Lots of times.
Yeah.
More times than
a plethora of times.
A plethora of times, if you will. They are out there with some variation of moving truck or like pickup truck or something.
Regularly moving.
Moving.
If you say mattresses, I swear to God.
Stained mattresses. It's the weirdest thing. And that
is actually the weirdest thing.
Yeah, it's so weird. And like, I think it was like last week we saw them again moving dirty mattresses back and forth. And so
back and forth?
Right? Yeah. like back
Forward
like
and
they are
back?
like moving them out and then moving other ones
moving
in.
other
But they're not
still dirty
Yes,
ones
they're
in.
not new mattresses.
Right,
They're
yeah.
still like these same kind of like old stained mattresses.
Maybe
And
they're hiding things.
so me
Go off, yeah.
me and Caitlin are sitting
Preach,
here
queen.
wondering like what the heck could these people be doing?
Yeah, set up a camera.
Again, I would love to have a chat with him about it.
Yeah.
Would love to.
Get a sting operation going.
Yeah.
I don't think you can chat with them about that.
So me and Caitlin think.
Caitlin and I.
Kate.
That it's a crackhead den.
That potentially
Yeah.
they have a brothel in there.
Oh. Now that's a good theory.
And they are changing. Yes, this was mainly Megan's idea. And they are changing the mattresses in and out when
Right, yeah,
they've
to
been used.
Avoid,
things.
yeah,
Yes,
contamination,
Mhm.
one might say.
contamination.
Now that's a good theory. Again, I don't know that it's one you could just openly chat with them about,
I would
considering
love to.
both Crackhead Den and Brothel are illegal business operations.
I don't care what they're doing. Do whatever they got to
No,
do.
no.
I
I
just
just
have
mean
to
I
know
don't think
about
they
these mattresses.
volunteer the information to you because
I think this
it's
is how I need
illegal.
to start the conversation, though. Like, hey, do whatever you got to do.
Right, yeah.
I don't care.
Sleep however you got to sleep.
Yeah.
But,
I'd love to know about these mattresses.
yeah.
What
How
the
and
heck are
why-
you doing with all
How
of
and
these?
why so many mattresses?
Because, like, they have to have, like, at least 10 mattresses in this place at any given point in time. And they are just, like, every couple of weeks moving new ones in and out.
How
Except
have
they're
I,
not
in
new.
the weeks that we've been doing this podcast,
You've
how
never
have I
seen them?
never seen this?
Well, now I feel like you might notice them now.
Maybe I've
Because,
just
like,
been...
they are genuinely always doing it.
Hmm.
And it's the fact, like, it would be weird enough if it was a new mattress. That would already be weird.
I
if
would
they
argue
were...
it was weirder if it was a new mattress on
Really?
that often of a... Because you know how expensive mattresses are?
That's true. You're right. I guess that's
Yeah.
true. I would have thought.
I'd be like, hey,
like,
what
if you're gonna
business ventures are you into that
yeah,
you can afford
like
a
if
new
you're gonna
mattress every
move a
couple
mattress
weeks?
into a building, I would have thought it would be new. But I guess you raise a valid point.
Yeah.
However, every single mattress in and out looks
What
like
level, like 1 to a baby's diaper, are stained are they?
I would not sleep on this mattress.
That doesn't answer my question at all.
I don't even know. Like, because I don't even know what it's stained
Like,
with.
like one is like, you know, like you
Like if you picture,
sit down in a dirty puddle wearing white shorts.
more than that.
10 is like a Jackson Pollock painting.
Not that.
Okay, so
Like
we're somewhere in
a
between
5 or
dirty
6,
shorts and
yeah.
Jackson Pollock painting.
Yeah.
Okay.
Enough so that it's very questionable.
What color are the stains?
Bodily fluids,
The brown,
yellow,
Okay.
brown, red.
yellow, brown. Oh, so we're
Various-
talking all sorts of bodily.
No,
yeah.
like all bodily fluids.
Yeah.
You know, like how, well, I don't know if you know how, but like when, this is really TMI, but like when blood stains and it like is old
Oh, I know how blood stains. Absolutely.
and
yeah.
it forms like that brown,
I'm all
like that,
familiar with blood stains.
like that brownish, like coppery color.
Yep.
Almost
yep,
like
yep.
that. Like if you
Like
told
not
me,
the color of blood anymore.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like if you told me that a year ago somebody was cut open on this mattress,
You'd believe it.
I'd believe you.
Now, I will also make the argument that any stain on a mattress inevitably, why did I say it like that? Inevitably turns that color.
Yeah.
I think
I
there's
agree with
something
you.
about just mattresses in general.
I agree with
Any
you.
stain, yeah. Not
Still
that that's
begs the
not
question,
not that
Why
makes
are
it
they
better.
bringing in dirty mattresses
Several
back
of
and
these
forth
dirty mattresses.
every other week, pretty much?
Yeah, I would say they either are selling
And it's not just like,
used dirty mattresses
maybe.
to the homeless. Seems unlikely.
Because why would they be bringing them in?
Right. They're collecting them from people throwing them out and then selling them.
Maybe.
Maybe not selling them, maybe donating them to the homeless, which seems, again, weird.
Also weird.
And unlikely. Or they're definitely up to illegal activities.
Gotta be.
Crackhead Den. Brothel is probably more likely than Crackhead Den.
I don't know.
I don't know how much sleeping happens when you're on crack.
I feel like it can knock you out.
I wouldn't know.
Also would not know.
Okay. Brothel really has it's really like that's in contention for me. Like that's high up
Yeah,
there.
that was what we were talking about this literally just the other day, and
Yeah.
that's the only rational idea we could
Yeah.
really think of.
I feel like you'd notice the regular amount of people going in and out, though.
Yes, but there's also a good amount of people just moving the mattresses. So like that's a good amount of people already right there. Because
Yeah,
it's more than
maybe
just
it's like
like
a move your own mattress sort of situation.
maybe.
Yeah. Like
Which is
you fuck, you
crazy.
chuck the mattress.
I mean, yeah.
Could be.
It was just that what because there's been two or three.
BYOM. And then DYOM, dispose your own
Yeah,
mattress.
you got to get rid of it after you're
Yeah.
done. It was there's like two or three because we see them moving them a lot, but two or three occasions now where we've seen a big moving truck like a U-Haul full of mattresses.
Full of how many is
Like
full?
I say full, like 8. Which
That's-
for mattresses
That's full,
it's
yeah.
a lot, yeah.
That is wild.
Enough so that you kind of look at it and you're like, what are they doing with that many
Yeah. Like,
mattresses?
who needs that many mattresses ever in life?
Yeah.
Huh.
I don't know. You never see the window open, so I can't because if that window was open, I would fully be looking in.
Right.
If I saw that window open, I'm going up to the window and I'm looking in.
Yeah, that's not creepy at all.
I got it out. Yeah, I don't care.
Yeah, no, I know.
I gotta know
What window do they have if they're
right up front. That would be. It would be
there's
this
only
one.
2. Yeah. Like there's only 2 apartments per side per floor. 4 apartments per floor. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Yes. Yeah, I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
Yes, it's this window
Yeah,
is
but
the
on
one
the
that's-
opposite side.
facing the
There's
parking
not
lot.
people below you. It's people.
No, facing
corner
the
from you.
park lot.
Park lot.
The
Speaking of your park lot,
the car park.
oh
Yeah,
there's fucking. This is so dumb and not worthy for the podcast at all. But there
it's
are fucking
dumb and not worthy for
cones
us too.
everywhere.
Yes.
And caution tape, and it just says closed.
Yes, correct.
And so, like,
I meant to
when
tell you before you drove over.
No,
here
you're
and I
fine.
forgot.
When I texted you, what the fuck are these cones?
Yeah.
I didn't mean the ones blocking the parking spots. That hit me when you called me.
The ones blocking the road.
I was talking about the ones blocking the road because I come in and I go straight and then I make the right turn.
That is also what I do.
Yeah, and I get there and I'm like, fucking what the fuck?
Mhm.
Closed? I almost was like, I'm just gonna go through it. And when I
I'm
leave,
glad you didn't.
I am going through it.
You're not the only one.
I know because don't put caution tape in my way
So listen,
because I have a vehicle and guess what? I don't care.
they're trimming trees all around here.
Right.
So they're not doing it right now. So like you fully could do whatever right now.
So they don't want somebody to have a branch fall on their car.
Yes, but the way they did this was not good.
Oh no, I know.
No, but you don't.
Okay.
So the apartment complex we live in already does not have enough parking for the amount of cars that park here.
Mm-hmm.
Like if we get back from work like after 8:00, we were fighting for a spot within our general vicinity.
Right.
At all.
Ridiculous.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's no parking. So then they come out and they send out this email. They put these notices all over and they blocked off 3 zones in our parking lot. Instead of doing this in like 5, even 5 zones would have been better. They do 3 big zones. Each zone has 10 buildings in it. Like the parking, like they said, if you're in these 3 buildings and park around, or 10 buildings and park
Yeah.
around these 10 buildings, you cannot park there for 2 days or whatever it was. And they've done that for 3 sections. So
How long until they're done?
it's like a week. So the first section, each section is going to take like 2 days.
Okay.
So our section was first, the one on our half of the thing. So like the parking lot right here that you normally probably park in,
Yep.
and the one back here that we told you to go park in
All
was
closed.
first. And they told people, they were like, if you're parked behind the caution tape after 5 p.m. on Wednesday, Tuesday, Monday, whatever day, Monday, we're gonna tow. You're gonna get towed. And so we wake up Tuesday morning and there's people still parked there and they're sending out email after email like, this is your last chance, like move your cars, you're gonna get towed. And then just this morning I got an email and all it has was the tow company's name and number. So people got towed.
Damn.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, they don't mess around with towing cars down here in Orlando. They'll tow
No.
anybody for anything.
Which is nice. Like when you drive through in the day, they've cut back a lot of the trees. It's very open now and pretty.
I guess, yeah. If
Yeah,
that's
but
what
the
you like.
first night, when I came back, I drove back in here late. We had already moved her car, so her car was right up front in an approved zone. I I got back really late, knowing I was probably gonna have to park far, and we literally walked like a mile in my car. And then Megan was parked here, right up front. She gets a parking spot right up front, and I said, "Move your car right now."
Yeah.
And I go back and I get my car, and so we move your car. and I
Nothing makes
parked
me
right-
angrier than parking far away from where I reside.
Yes.
Yeah, I hate it. Oh, I hate it. My neighborhood's bad too with street parking. It's awful.
Yeah.
But it's whatever.
Yeah.
I recently have been. I don't know if I talked to you about this yet on the podcast. But I've been watching. I've been watching cheerleading vlogs. So not like cheerleaders, like going to competitions and vlogging about it. I've been watching this one guy, and
It's a guy.
It's a guy.
Okay, I
Male
was gonna say,
cheerleader.
That's a little creepy.
Yeah. And they're like my age or our age.
Okay, this is better.
Yeah. And they're like professional cheerleaders.
Because the first statement, I was like, "That's
right,
creepy,
super
Joe."
creepy. Yeah. No. I'm not weird like that. It's
Weird
these
another
two
way.
guys, and they usually have this one girl that I really like, and then there's other girls that they have that are less entertaining, but they do stunts. So it's like a 20-minute long video of them in a gym, just like doing these crazy stunts, just throwing this girl up in the air, catching her with one hand, catching her on their back.
Yeah.
It's some crazy stuff. And so I'm watching this, and I'm like, I think I could do this.
Right.
I think I could like
Right.
right. I'm like, I think I could get into cheerleading. I think I could like. I'd have to start working out like crazy, which I'm not gonna do. I could be a flyer though. I'm light enough and lanky enough.
Okay.
But so that's like something I just like been watching and like I could definitely do that. Like that
Okay.
doesn't look that hard, right? Holding
Right.
somebody that weighs 100 pounds up on my arms,
I'm sure.
simple enough,
Simple
right?
enough.
On the other side of that, recently this past weekend was the Masters.
Correct.
You know about that?
I'm
Big
from
golf
Atlanta.
tournament, yeah. And so I was watching that, which I've never been a big golf watcher. I
Mhm.
think that's something old people do to pass the time until they inevitably die. Because golf is
I agree with
extremely
you.
boring
yeah,
to watch.
I can't watch it.
But I watched. It's a
I
4-day
like to know-
tournament,
I like
and
to
I
know the
watched
outcome.
3 days because the 4th day I was in the parks. But the 3 days before that I was dying, so I was just sitting on the
Watching
couch,
golf.
rotting, watching golf.
Okay.
And I'm watching it, and I'm like, I could do that. And I mean, I own golf clubs. I have golfed multiple times in my life. Some of them in very recent years, as recent as last year. But I'm not good.
Right.
By any stretch of anybody's imagination, am I good at golf? Matter of
But-
fact, I
but
would
you could
argue that
compete in
I
the Masters.
suck. No, I meant I could be not that good, but like I can perform better. I can golf better than I have been golfing forever. Just by watching this.
Just because you watched it, now
Just
you're
by watching
okay.
that.
I
And
see.
so I realized that I just have big old sponge brain.
yeah,
And I watch something and think, I've learned how to do that thing.
I've mastered it.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so I went golfing yesterday.
Did you?
Yeah. My friends are here in town.
Yes.
And my friend Tyler, he texted me
Oh
before he
wait,
got
you
here.
told me this.
Yeah.
I thought you were mini golfing for some reason.
No. He texted me and he was like, hey, do you want to go golfing while we're down there on Tuesday? Because we're not really doing anything Tuesday. And I was like, hell yeah. Haven't been golfing since last year. So absolutely I want to go because I love getting the opportunity to go out and golf, especially with my friends.
Mm-hmm.
And so we go to the Magnolia Golf Course here at Shades of Green.
Yeah.
Which is super expensive, a professional golf course.
I'm sure.
And really nice. And we get there, we have a 10:40 tee time. And there's only 3 of us. Typically you do it in groups of 4.
Right.
And so we all knew that there was a good chance, because it's on Disney property, that we're going to get a 4th, just some random guy.
Right.
We were all hoping we wouldn't because we don't want to be embarrassed.
Yeah.
And so we're like, please God, let us not have a 4th. We get there, sure enough, there's a 4th. Old guy from Northwest Georgia who has lived down here for 21 years. His name's Ron. Learned all about this guy during our 18 holes of golf.
Right.
Was a very nice man.
How long does 18 holes take you?
About 4 hours.
Long time.
Long time. And he is what I would consider great at golf.
Okay.
We
Or not.
I think I played the worst round of golf I have ever played in my entire life.
Naturally.
So when my friends and I play, we'll typically play best ball. Instead of all three of us losing a bunch of balls all day long, we'll just play the best ball, and that means we're hitting less, and we're just playing whoever hits the best shot, we play off of that ball. Wherever
Okay.
that ball lands is where we all play from.
Okay.
And
makes
if
sense.
somebody hits a really good shot onto the green, it's like, okay, well, I'm not even going to take a shot because I'm not doing better than that, and I'm not going to risk losing my ball. And so that's what we were doing when we told Ron in advance. We go, Ron, you play however you want to play. We're playing best ball because we suck. We don't want to hold you back. So you do you, we'll do us. Also, I shared the golf cart with Ron. So it was my friends, Ben and Tyler, in their golf cart, and me with Ronnie over here in our golf cart.
Right.
So, learned all about this guy. And
Usually golf carts are 4-person golf carts.
2-person golf carts.
2 in the front, 2 in the back.
Nope, just 2 and 2.
Okay.
On a golf course, it's very rare to see a 4-person golf.
Really?
Yeah, it's just 2 people, and the golf clubs are in the back.
Okay.
Yeah. But yeah, so I learned a lot about Ron and his life and his adventures over time. But yeah, I was like, he and I were talking about the Masters. He's been to that golf course. He's watched professionals golf there.
Yeah.
And he very clearly knows how to play the game.
Yeah.
And is quite good at the sport. And I am sitting there every single shot, just all the way to the right, just gone, or just missing entirely.
I was gonna say it makes you feel better.
And I'm like,
I would
this is
swing in
so-
this. The ball would never go anywhere.
Yeah, well, it was so embarrassing and I know he didn't care at all. Like, he was not judging us by any stretch of the imagination.
Yeah.
But I had so much confidence after watching 3 days of the Masters
Like, I could
that
do
I was
this.
like, I must have gotten better. I learned something watching.
Right.
I mean, I definitely hit the ball more than I have in the past.
Yeah.
But boy, did I just blow it. There was one point, my ball went into the trees, and we all went, well, but my friend Tyler was still watching, and he saw a ball roll out of the trees. And he was like, Joe, I think your ball rolled all the way out there. And I see a ball sitting like over by didn't make it far, the tee box ahead of us.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, no, there's no way. Like, that must have been somebody else's
Yeah.
or whatever. And so Ron and I drive over there, and sure shit, it's my ball. And we're like, how?
Rolled all the way
For the
back out.
next 3 holes, he and I were talking about how my ball managed to, it was so far in the trees. Like, I heard it hit a tree,
That's
and
what
I
happened.
thought
It
it
bounced
just
back out.
fell straight down. It was like a good 20 feet into these trees, and it somehow managed to hit the tree just right and bounce
back
all the way
out.
back out onto the fairway.
Some squirrel was watching you and
It
felt
was,
bad, so it rolled it
was
back out.
crazy. But again, yeah, without a doubt, I need to stop watching things that I think I can do.
And very confidently say that you could.
Because I know now, after thinking, yeah, I watch the Masters, I can be better at golf than I've been in the past. That
Yeah.
if I were to try cheerleading, I'm gonna
You'd
die,
break your neck.
or the person I'm stunting with is gonna die.
You would kill them.
Yeah, they'd
So
be
this
dead.
is funny. This made me think of something that me and my mom talk about a lot when we watch the Olympics.
Yeah. I could do some of those.
So listen to me.
Yeah.
So this is our thought, is that the Olympics go on and the very, very talented Olympians do their sport that they've
Exceptional, yeah.
trained for
Their
decades.
lives, yeah.
And, yeah. We think that we should have in each event, we should have one
I've
category
seen something like this on
or like a
Twitter before.
normal
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
person who has no experience in that sport, or maybe even some, but like obviously not Olympian level,
Yeah.
does it next to them just so we can see how good the Olympians are.
I agree, because it's hard to gauge.
It's hard to fathom.
It's like I think
especially
a good,
with some of the things like track and field,
yeah,
where it's things
where
like
they're all
that.
running that fast. It's like, well, how do I know how
It's
fast
hard
they actually
to even
like?
fathom how fast
Yeah.
those people are running.
Put somebody who ran track in high school out there,
Yeah,
and then stop.
like somebody who can do the sport,
yeah,
but like is not necessarily.
put
good
me
at
out
it.
there.
Yeah,
100-yard dash, 100-meter dash.
Sure.
Don't even know what it's called anymore. Jesus Christ. Put me out there with Usain Bolt
and just see
and just watch him cream me.
who's been
That
retired
sounds
for
weird
10
too.
years.
Yeah. And he would still shit all over me.
Yes, put me next to some of the basketball players.
That's what I was going to say, right? Like when you're watching basketball, these guys are so tall, but they're all so
all
tall.
tall,
You
so
can't, they all tall. So you can't tell. But
Can't
put
speak tonight.
somebody
It's 11:30 at night.
Yeah,
No,
put-
it's midnight.
that makes more sense. Put somebody out there who is of average height, just so I can get a comparison.
Yes.
Because when I see 17 guys that are all 7 feet tall, I don't know how tall they are.
So, for example, I play soccer.
Right.
I played soccer for 20 years. I've considered myself a decent soccer player. I
Yeah.
played through college. I was not exceptional, but
Right.
I was decent enough to have a scholarship, and
Right.
that's what I needed.
Now you versus Lionel Messi.
Right. So I watched, obviously, I prefer women's soccer because
As do I.
it's better soccer.
It is, and the United States is way better on the women's side of things when it comes to soccer.
Not anymore. But
Okay, well, they were when I was watching.
this past Olympics, I watched the team because a lot of these girls are my age. And I think, like,
Does Alex Morgan still play?
that was her last Olympics.
Love her to
And
death.
she did not play as much as she normally does.
Would die for that woman.
She's also 38 years old. She should not be on a soccer field anymore.
Still die for her.
Okay. Yeah.
Go ahead.
Anyway,
Yeah.
I look at that. Like, I watched some of the games and I was like, I could do better than this. Because the women's team this past year was not very good.
Okay.
And I fully looked at them
You
and
think
thought,
you could do better than that?
this is what I'm saying. I fully looked at them and
Oh.
watched their games and was like, I could do better than this.
Yeah.
But if
You had one of my thoughts.
if you actually put me on that field, I know for a fact
You'd have your ankles broken
they would
immediately.
run me over.
Yeah.
Even as good as I was, even my top shape, they would run me
You're
over.
not Olympian level.
They would flatten me.
Yeah.
And I know they would.
I do believe I could have a shot at curling.
Me too.
And I've seen how difficult it is. Like
Yeah.
curling is like something they have like the media people do because they're like, this is a sport you're not going to get injured in. And they're like, falling all over the ice. I think you give me an hour of practice,
I think I could too.
I could get a decent amount of points in curling.
I agree.
I've thought
agree.
this for a long time too. This is not new to me. I think I could actually
Yeah.
do well in curling.
Yeah. One sport I don't think I could ever do. Table tennis.
No.
Like, that's the only one I feel like if you put me, because the other ones I could at least do it. I would
Mm-hmm.
not do good against the Olympians, but I could at least do it. Table tennis,
Couldn't. No.
I couldn't
There's
do
no
any
way.
of it. No, I couldn't hit.
What I'm about to say is going to sound racist. It's not. I'm not Asian in the slightest.
No.
And they
They're
are
very good at it.
exceptional.
Why are they so good at it?
I don't know. I do not know, but the speed at which they play the game
Insane.
is
I watched that a lot
wild.
this past Olympics, the
Yeah.
table tennis. I don't know why. It just always happened that I was watching that. But I was like, you would watch them. Like, it's the craziest thing.
Yeah.
Oh,
I've bet on table tennis before.
really?
Yeah. And it's insane. I bet on Russians playing it, though, which it seems illegal. But, I mean, it's on the Hard Rock app, which is legal in Florida, so it's not illegal. But even the Russians don't play to the level that
No.
the Olympians play to
No.
or that the Asians play to.
No.
Because, again, they're incredible.
So
I would
good.
like to watch it live in person.
Yeah.
Because I don't know that I could even keep track of the ball.
No.
First of all, it's tiny.
Yeah.
Second of all, it's moving 120
So
miles an hour.
fast. Yeah. They serve faster than like actual tennis players.
Yeah.
Insane.
Crazy.
And it's the tiniest little table.
Yep.
You've got no time to think about it.
You just got to move. It's all just muscle.
That's
there.
probably half of it is. It's just like muscle memory.
Yeah.
Like they see where their hand is going, so they know it's probably going to go over
Yeah.
here.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah. Other than curling, I don't know that I've got anything.
I feel like if pool was an Olympic sport, like not swimming pool, but like,
I knew what you meant.
okay,
Billiards. Yeah.
billiards. I feel like if that was,
if pool.
I'm American.
No, I just meant
Billiards.
like.
Who
Of
calls it
course, I don't think
billiards?
swimming pool. Like
Just making sure.
obviously.
If billiards was an Olympic sport, I think I
Yeah.
could do it. I think I could be good at it. too.
Yeah. I mean, hey, if breakdancing can make it in.
Oh my god.
Yep.
The girl from, was it like Ukraine?
Australia, wasn't it?
Australia.
Yeah, I remember her. Somebody.
If she
we were
could do
talking about
it,
this recently at work.
I could do it.
I feel bad for her
I do too.
because her entire life, at least the entire life that she devoted to
breakdancing.
breakdancing or whatever you call that, she was told that she was really good at it.
Yeah. We were just talking about constructive
So good, in
criticism. This
fact,
girl has never
yeah,
received constructive
so
criticism
good,
in
in
her
fact,
life.
that they put her on the Olympic stage in Paris for the world to
Somebody
see.
let her down.
A lot of people
She did
let
not
her
let
down.
herself down.
No. Well,
Somebody, no. Somebody at
fine.
that point let her down.
Yeah, somebody had to have.
And
Yeah.
she was just out there trying her best.
That was. If that was me, you'd never see my face again.
Which we haven't.
Yeah.
Where is she?
Right.
I
Fully
don't know.
so. I would be way too embarrassed.
I could not do Olympic breakdancing, but I could do what she did.
I think a baby could do what she did. And again, it's not any fault of her own.
Yeah.
Not her fault she's not bad. Or it's not her fault she's not good. It's everybody else's fault.
Everyone else around her who did not tell her that. She
Like,
was
don't be
not good.
afraid to discourage people.
Oh, yeah.
It's okay. Tell somebody they're bad so they stop doing it.
Right.
Stop trying. It's okay to stop trying and hey, look at something else.
You
Go do apply your efforts elsewhere.
Go try curling.
Yeah. Pick up an instrument maybe.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Anything else.
Anything but breakdancing. And there's a reason breakdancing is not going to be in Los Angeles in whatever year it is.
Which is interesting because I feel like if you think of that venue, like breakdancing makes sense in Los Angeles.
You'd think. But us Americans looked at it and said, absolutely
Which,
fucking not.
That makes sense too.
When we wiped the competition and we took it all, we were like, yeah, we don't need this in our country. It's just not
So the
needed.
rule. So we talk about this with my dad a lot because my family is a big lacrosse family. We love lacrosse.
Yeah.
Lacrosse is not an Olympic sport. Obviously, it was made in America. It's predominantly an American sport.
Yeah.
Other countries play it, but not very much.
Yeah.
And we talk about this a lot. You have to have. I forget exactly how many countries it is, but it's like
certain amount.
it's like
competing.
of the Olympic Committee, which is 170 countries or whatever it is. You have to have like 80 or not 80%, but like 80 countries that have that sport in their nation and like a program for
So
it,
more than half.
yeah, for it to be added to
Or, I guess that's less than
the
half. But yeah.
whatever it is. I don't remember the exact number, but for it to be added to the Olympic repertoire.
Ooh.
Good word, I know. And lacrosse, because it originated in America, you've got like it's like Canada, America, and Mexico. Like the North American countries are the only ones that really play lacrosse. So they don't have lacrosse. So I'm surprised that breakdancing made the cut. I'm surprised that so many other countries have, what do they call it, a delegation for it,
Yeah.
that it made the cut.
Yeah, I listen. I don't know. I
Surfing,
actually I
I'm also
actually
surprised
don't
surfing
understand.
made the cut.
Oh, everybody surfs.
Everybody?
Well, everybody that lives near the coast or on an island.
Guys.
That's another thing I don't think I could do it in the Olympics.
I could not.
But I look at it and I'm like, I think I could surf,
Not good, but
I
I
think
could
I
do
could
it.
do it. I rode, you know what a ripstick is?
Yeah.
I rode one of those a lot as a child.
Yeah.
And I still own one to this day. And I think surfing, the movement wise and the standing wise, is similar. I think I could do it.
I like boogie boarding.
Yeah.
That's it.
Can't skateboard for shit, but give me a two-wheeled death stick. I got it.
Yeah, right. Exactly.
I used to ride mine around my college campus, and then I realized, oh, I look like a fucking loser, and I stopped doing that real quick. There was also a really big hill on my campus that I almost broke my
Right.
face on while I was rip-sticking down it at 40 miles an hour.
You ever do the wheelies like on the sneakers for the Olympics? I could do it.
Oh, what are those called?
The wheelies.
No. They weren't called wheelies.
Yes, they were.
No, they were not.
They sure were.
Peanut gallery. No, they were not called wheelies.
They were the wheelies.
The sneakers with the wheel in the heel. No, they were Heelys.
Maybe.
They were not wheelies.
The difference of one letter.
It's a pretty big difference because you can pop a wheelie on anything with wheels, but you wore Heelys.
Okay, whatever. The
Um,
Heelys also doesn't sound right.
no, well, I think that is right. But no, I never had those. I always wanted them. My mom was convinced that I'd break
We could do
everything.
that in the Olympics.
Healing? What would you do?
I don't know. Something.
Put ripsticking in.
Yeah, like
Put
a razor,
razor
like the razor scooters.
Yeah.
I feel
Watch people just
I
bash their
actually I
shins.
feel that probably already is an Olympic sport. Like where they go up on the
Well,
ramps. That definitely is.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Not with a razor scooter.
Not with a razor scooter, but like a scooter, because it's in the skateboarding group.
No, I think it's just skateboards.
No, because they go up and they do like the flips. They got to do like not the flips. Yeah, the flips. It totally is.
No,
It totally is.
I don't think so. I think you're thinking of like BMX.
I am, but I also feel that's Olympic.
I don't think it is, but
Okay.
anyways, you know what we forgot to do before we started recording?
Pick our trivia
Pick a
question.
trivia
The
question.
second,
So-
I actually thought of that the second we started recording.
You know what we could have
and
done? You could have stopped me from continuing the intro.
It's okay.
So now everybody has to suffer through us trying to figure out a trivia question. Random trivia generator.
Yeah.
Okay, pick a number. We're not even going with a category, just going random.
One.
Full rando.
First one.
Pick a
up
new
there.
number.
2.
Okay.
Ooh. Okay.
About how fast does sound travel in meters per second? I don't even know how fast it travels in miles per hour. About how fast does sound travel in meters per second? You want to hear what my other question was that I said is way too inappropriate to ask?
What?
So this is also the first question that I asked you was from the vlog.
Yeah.
This is also from that, and it's you. I was gonna make you answer it, but you don't have to answer because I also wouldn't have an answer. If you had to sleep with 2 people whose combined age was 30, which 2 ages would you choose?
Oh my God. No.
Yeah, you can't.
Legally?
You can't
No.
answer.
No,
Yeah.
you can't.
No, there is no answer.
There's no answer legally for that. Or just at all. Not
Yeah.
even legally, but
Nope.
just at all.
Nope.
So, no.
Because there's never 2 right answers to that. You can get 1 right answer, and then
The other one
then
is so wrong.
and the other one is so wrong. Or you can do 2 very wrong answers, and then you're just fucking weird.
And get close, but no.
Yeah.
Like the closest I feel like you could get is 15 and 15.
Right? Yeah,
But
that's the
that's
closest.
so
to-
bad still.
Yeah, that's
So,
yeah.
no.
especially when you're in your 20s. If you were asking a 16-year-old that question,
It'd be fine.
sure, yeah.
You know.
Anyways, so
Meters per
meters
second.
per second.
I imagine a lot.
Yeah, I don't know how big a meter is.
I know. I'm too American for that.
Yeah. Meters per second.
I want to say it's like about 4 feet. It's
Could be.
like in between 3 and 4 feet.
Probably.
Because a yard is 3 feet. So
You're
it's a
absolutely right.
little bit more than that.
Okay.
3.5, if
Okay.
you will.
Right. So now how fast does sound travel in yards per second?
Oh, God. Well, we got to answer the one question to begin
Yeah.
with.
Yeah. Yep.
Okay.
Meters per second.
I-
That's quick.
Feel it is going to be more than I probably think it is.
Yeah, you said that, and I also didn't like mine. No, it's meters per second, so I got to remember that. I'm locked in, but I don't like my
Meters
answer at all.
per second. Okay.
Ready?
Yeah.
What's your answer?
20,000.
20,000 meters per second?
Yes.
I said 150. It's 340. Yeah. Per second.
I was really leaning into that it was going to be more than I think.
Yeah. No kidding. I wasn't actually that far off, so I'm pretty proud of myself.
What is light?
Light is something that emits, yeah,
Shut up.
things emit light.
How fast does light travel
How fast?
in meters per second?
Oh,
is what I'm asking.
yeah, I knew what you were asking. How fast is the speed of light?
In meters per second.
299,792,458 meters per second.
What?
Yeah, it
That
is.
feels like an excessive jump.
Well, it is light. You know how like you see a
What
firework,
sound is sound?
but then you hear the boom well after, even if you're pretty
I know,
close.
but it's like
I know. But it's, I mean, light is the fastest thing in the universe.
what we know of.
Yeah. I mean, if something traveled faster than light, we wouldn't know about it because light's the fastest thing that we've ever.
In the known universe.
Yes.
Think about this. We have planes that fly faster than the speed of sound.
Well,
We have planes that can break the sound barrier.
a lot of them.
That's crazy.
Mhm.
They're flying faster than 340 meters per second.
Yep. Now, what is that in miles per hour?
Right. Well,
Let's find out, shall we?
Don't tell me. I'm gonna see if I can do some math. If
This should be
340 meters, if we equate that to yards,
Yeah.
meters are a little bit more than yards. So let's say 300 yards. No, go the opposite way. 400 yards. Then you divide that by 3 because that's 3 feet, or like at 120-ish, 110.
Yeah.
Now let's multiply that by 2,500 something per feet per mile.
225.
56.
That sounds right. I don't
Sounds
think
right.
that's quite right, but yeah, close enough.
So what? I
You'll
have
be in the ballpark
120 times 2,000 something.
by 2,500. Let's just brown down.
Rounding up.
Sure.
275,000 miles per hour. That feels excessive.
Does it? Doesn't know. You sure you want to lock in that answer? You sure you did that math right?
Do you have it?
Oh, I've got it.
I would love to hear it.
It's 767 miles per hour. Yeah. Yeah, you were almost there though. You almost had it. I think you were getting
You
there.
followed my thought process though.
Oh,
My
I tried to. That's for sure. I tried to stay with you all the way to the end there, but you lost me.
my train of thought was right.
Was it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Math was not my strong suit.
Yeah, so 767 miles per hour. And light is a lot faster.
Significantly faster
Speed of light.
in miles per hour. Probably like at least 2.
Yeah. You're not wrong that time.
Locked in.
Speed of light miles per hour is holy hell 670,616,629 miles per hour. Approximately.
I don't think that number is real.
It is. Look, it's right there.
No, but it's not real.
670 million miles per hour.
You know the numbers with like E on the end of them?
Yeah.
That's one of those numbers.
It's not, there's actually no E. It's just 9 digits.
Too big.
A lot of 6s in it, though.
That's what she said.
Yeah, unfortunately. Yeah. Anyways, where can the people find you?
Annabelle.Cassinger on both TikTok and Instagram. And my eat of the week, I didn't actually think of this week. What did I eat this week? Caitlin, what did we eat this week? Oh my God, I made barbecue mac and cheese. Nope, barbecue grilled cheese, and it was so good.
Like barbecue mac and cheese. How do you do that?
We also made that, to be fair.
Oh, okay.
But we made barbecue grilled cheese, and it was real good. I thought it was really
Okay.
That was my eat of the week.
Nice. You can follow me on my photography Instagram at Sharky_photography, my regular Instagram at Secret Agent Sharky. My eat of the week, I've had so much food this past week from being at all of the parks.
Training for the Olympics.
Yeah. I'm going to go with the food today. I'm going to give food and a drink. Chicken and waffles from Sleepy Hollow at Magic Kingdom.
Those are very good.
Yep. And the Krakatoa Punch from Trader Sam's at Polynesian.
My favorite bar on property.
It
Never had that one though.
Oh, so good.
I like
I
the
had two of 'em.
Tahitian torch
Tahitian torch.
with rum instead of vodka because I don't like vodka.
Yeah,
But yes.
rum is a better choice. I agree. As for the podcast, you can follow us on Twitter at CSGPod. That is CSGPOD. Follow us on TikTok at The Shuffle Podcast and on Instagram at The Shuffle_podcast. Watch our clips.
Indeed.
And then you can
Go ahead.
You can subscribe on YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, all at The Shuffle Podcast.
I was gonna say it is 12:30 at night.
Do you know where your children are? You're way too young for that. I'm also too young for that, but that used to be a thing.
It's like, what are you talking
So
about?
when our parents were younger,
Uh-huh.
there used to be a thing
Like a curfew?
on like when the nightly news where it would be like it's 11 p.m. Do you know where your children are? And it was just like I'm like that's fucking creepy.
That's really weird.
Yeah. So
I'm right here.
Yeah.
My children is right there.
my children is. Anyways, you can subscribe on YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, all at The Shuffle Podcast. Thank you guys so much for listening. Thank you so much for watching. We will talk at you next week. Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.